everyone got quiet, and I'm like, "What the heck? I can't hear anybody." Then I started hearing. I'm like, no, I didn't do this. I promise.
Okay.
Let's see if Dan does his job well. Let's do a test for Dan.
How about you leave your brother alone and quit being a butt and just focus on the task at hand? Ouch. Shoot. Can you hear me? I can't hear anybody. Hold on, I'm going to leave and come back.
John. John.
Yes.
Yeah, when you talk, you need to turn your fan or whatever that is off. Send that link to Chris. I'll do it.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live,
Okay.
but we don't have anyone viewing right now. Let me.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to send her that probably new link.
Okay.
So tell her I'm doing that.
Okay.
Okay. I just sent it to her.
Okay. Can you still hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, there she is. Okay, there we go. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to another edition of Sibling Slueths. And my name is Susan, and below me is John. And then we have
Johnny Blaze.
all right, and then to my right or left, we have
Christy.
Hi.
okay. So today we're gonna have a more laid back, relaxed stream, and we're just gonna kind of talk about some different cases that have been in the news, and we're just going to kind of talk about our thoughts about them. We're not going to take a real deep dive into them, just kind of casually talking about it. Don't take anything we say for absolute facts. Make sure you check it out yourself. And yeah, we're just going to casually talk about them. So, Christy, have you seen anything in the recent news as of late that you'd like to that's caught your eye?
Rest in peace to O.J. Simpson, who we all believe did it.
Yeah, so that was a shock today when that came across as breaking news. What do you think about that, John?
You're being addressed.
Um. Mixed emotions.
Why?
Um, glad he's dead. But just remorse for the families because they never got the justice that they deserved. Um, reading that book, If I Did It, convinced me even more that he was guilty as can be. I would highly encourage anybody to read it, but it is a very chilling book because as you read it, he describes the crime scene like he was there.
Mm-hmm.
And even interviews with the author, the author said when he was writing this, it gave him cringes.
Oh, I bet. Now, let me be clear. I do feel bad for his kids because they had to suffer through all this. Their mother was killed. Dad was implicated and everything. But I mean, the whole thing is just a junk show, and that's about as nice as I can put it for YouTube.
Yeah. I I mean, I think he did it. There's no doubt in my mind he did it. I mean, my feeling is, you know, God is going to judge him, or he's judging him right now because he's passed
Yep.
away. The whole situation, though, like, it's. I remember being in that time frame when that trial was going on, and how it really divided our country.
Oh
And
yeah,
it showed the division. And I don't think, except for maybe September 11th, we've ever really been united since then. And I mean, I'm not saying it's because of the O.J. Simpson case, but I think maybe it kind of like showed, I guess. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just, that's just my opinion. But yeah, I was shocked. I didn't know he had cancer.
and neither did I.
Yeah,
You
neither
know,
did I.
he pretty much sort of kept a low profile, except when he got his Twitter account. He did make some ridiculous statements about certain things on Twitter that I can't remember, but I remember it came up on the news, and I'm like, really, OJ? Like, you know nothing.
Well, he did spend time in prison.
Well, yeah, he did. He did. He
For
probably.
that stick up job for that sports
Yeah.
memorabilia, he said it was his originally, and it wasn't supposed to be sold, and some kind of other stuff like that. And it's just like, you know, you got away with a major crime. Keep your head down, keep your nose clean. You know, no one wants to hear from you except your kids.
Yeah. And, like, the only reason he got as much time as he did is because, I mean, they can deny it all they want, but he got a lot more time because of the prior case.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they wanted, the criminal justice system wanted revenge, basically.
Yeah.
We know he did it. We couldn't get him. We're gonna get him now. It's
Yeah.
like, dude.
I mean, and even that court case, there's a lot of mishandling of things in that case, which is probably why they didn't get a conviction. I mean, we'll have to one day do a deep dive on that case. I think it would be interesting to do a deep dive on that case, just to kind of,
Well, my thing is after he was found not guilty, he stated, "I'm going to do whatever I can do to find my wife's killer." But yet,
Then he went golfing.
the next day he was on the golf
Yeah,
course.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't know you were gonna say that.
Okay, honey,
What?
heaven forbid if somebody were to kill you and I were to go golfing the next day.
I'll come back from the dead to haunt you. I mean, that's all there is to it. You're going to sit there and say to me that
If I didn't do it, I would be wanting to find who actually did it. If I was innocent and I went through a court case, I would be finding who actually did it.
But let's be brutally honest here. I've been giving you so much garbage and driving you nuts sometimes, and you probably like, I'm going to kill her today. Not trying to be like goofy about it, but just saying.
Yeah, and there's been some really good like portrayals of the case and documentaries of the case. I can't remember off the hand. I should have. I don't know. There's a really.
I think they made a movie about it too.
Yeah, they did. The one guy from Friends was in it. The one that played Ross. David Swimmer, he was in it. He was
Really?
Yeah, he was the one lawyer, the Kardashian lawyer.
He played Robert Kardashian. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, but there was a documentary that was really good too. It was a pretty long one. I cannot remember the name of it though. But it talked about a lot of different things, and like I said, I think one day we will do a deep dive on that because it'd be interesting.
And if you think about it, that was the actual first court case that was presented in America's TV rooms.
Yep, that was the
Yeah,
first one that was televised. The first major one that was televised, I believe, wasn't it?
it was the first
Hmm.
major one. Yeah,
But
and
yeah,
like the documentary I watched too, the one lawyer talked about how like some of the shady things they did during the trial, like when they had the jury come visit the OJ house, how they took all of his like white friends off of the pictures and stuff,
Hmm.
and then put all of these, black people on there to kind of make it seem like he was more culturally with that group of people as opposed to his actual friends. And they did that on
a lot of
purpose.
a lot of his people that hung around him and everything, not just his wife or his ex-wife and the kids and everything. Well, the kids are next, but not just his ex-wife and but he had a lot of white friends because of being in the NFL. Because it's
Right.
not, it's you know, I hate this term. Ow, doggone it. It's rainbow, basically.
Yeah.
And because of him, we get the saying, if the glove don't fit,
You
you
used to
must
quit.
quit.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah,
And that
that.
reminds me. That reminds me. Shout out to Johnny Cochran because if I ever get in some kind of serious trouble, I want a lawyer like that.
Yeah. I don't know that. I don't know if I would, because he did a lot of shady things.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, I
I
would
wanna-
never be put in that position, so I guess I would.
Oh, I
Right.
wouldn't either. I'm just saying, if I ever am stupid enough to do something that would get me in that much trouble, I want a shark on my side. I'm sorry. I want someone that's going to say, just talk so much verbal gymnastics that people are going to go, huh? At the end of the day, and they're going to be like, whatever, she's not guilty because her lawyer gives me a headache. Get her out here. Yes.
Cleveland fan 1990 says R.I.P. OJ. Yeah, and here's the thing: I guess if you look at it too, like, and I'm not condoning OJ. I think what he did is horrible. It's a rotten shame he did what he did because it tarnishes his legacy.
He had such an awesome legacy.
Yeah,
I mean, he
in
was
football.
for the longest time he was an awesome football player. Then he went into Hollywood, made movies, the Naked Gun movies are some of the most hilarious movies on the planet. I don't
Yeah.
care what you say; those are great. I know they're like cringy and a lot of
Yeah.
that stuff. You couldn't make that stuff nowadays because everyone's woke. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm not trying to get on a tangent, but
No, it's
there's a lot of things you couldn't make anymore.
comedy is difficult nowadays, but that's a whole other tangent. But yeah, but then it tarnishes his legacy, and it's a shame. I mean, it should tarnish his legacy because of what he did. It was horrible. I mean, I listened to a podcast that I cannot remember the name of it, but it was the daughter of sister of Goldman, and she
Yeah.
she went and talked to like different people from the case, like some confronting OJ. I think this is the name of the podcast. You can look it up on Spotify.
I think I've heard of it.
It's a really good. She goes through how she felt, and she actually talks to some people. Some of the lawyers. She talks to Marsha Clark. She even talks to some people on the defense. I believe. So, and she actually tries. She tries to talk to OJ, but that didn't happen. But talk to his lawyer, and it was, or he left a message or something. It was pretty. He wouldn't talk, and it's like
Which one, Kardashian or Johnny Cochran?
no, OJ.
No, I mean which one? Which one?
Oh
Is
no,
lawyers?
it was a new lawyer that was actually
Okay.
representing him at this time.
Oh, okay.
And yeah.
I was gonna say it couldn't be Kardashian because he passed away.
Oh no, he passed away too. But there's another book with I cannot remember his name, but he was like OJ's manager or something, and how his book is called "How I Helped OJ Get Away with It," I believe, and I'd like to read
Everyone
that
get
book. I mean,
everyone gets a piece of the pie.
yeah, I have not read it, so I can't recommend it. I can't say it's good. I don't know what's in it, but it's one I'd like to read one day.
I gotta find that. That sounds awesome.
Chill. Cleveland fans send me $20 and I will send you info on how to ridicule cops.
Um,
Who's chilly?
Blaze.
Cleveland
This is-
fans send me $25 and I will send you info on how to ridicule cops.
Is this really him? Blaze, is it really him?
I'm
It might be.
confused.
Dan, do your job.
Okay, I'm confused.
You plan? Are you going to explain it to her, or do I have to?
Or do I have to
I'll
do
do it later.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. So,
Just know this is some of their jacked up mess, so it's not us. We're good girls. They're evil. So
okay. So, anyway, so OJ passed away. It'll be interesting to see in the media, and I haven't seen any like social media yet today about it, or and how the news is covering it. It'll be interesting to see how they do cover it, and are they gonna show pictures from the funeral? Are they just gonna ignore it? I have no idea. It'll be interesting to see how social media ends up coming to grips with O.J. Simpson.
well, one thing too is going to be interesting is as far as his legacy, his sports memorabilia.
Yeah, that's true.
Usually when you die, your sports memorabilia goes up, like baseball cards and stuff.
And then I wonder, yeah, how that would relate to the civil case that they have against him.
That would all go towards the family.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah. I don't know how that works. So but okay, so John, is there any cases in the recent news any news about any recent cases that you've are either looking forward to or have heard any news about it?
Johan Vandersloot this last week got his little butt whooped in prison.
Oh, how bad?
Pretty
pretty
bad.
bad. Like he's bad. He's in a bad way. There's actually a lot of them that want him 6 feet under.
Yeah, they're talking about putting him in protective custody.
Wow.
Now, I didn't hear why. I just heard that.
And where's he at?
He's in a Peruvian jail right now.
Oh, is he still? Are they extraditing him to the States?
Once his time is no,
Oh,
right
okay.
no,
Well, no, because he would have killed her there, right?
he
In Aruba.
didn't kill
Killed
her.
her. He killed her in
He's-
Aruba.
Yeah, wherever he's at now, he's serving that sentence. Once he's done, he's gonna go to Aruba and serve that sentence.
Oh, so he was already convicted in Aruba for the Aruba. Oh wait, he pled guilty, didn't he?
Yes.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, because people were putting pressure on him. Because I mean, everyone that was around him knew he was one that was like macking on on that poor girl,
Yeah.
and then acting like, oh, it wasn't me. I was just trying to show her around. I was trying to show her a good time. Then where is she? Her poor mom was, on Dr. Phil and everything, saying, I just want to know where my daughter is. I don't know what you mean. I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to know where she is too. You know where she is, fool.
Well, he lied about it for so long. Oh, she just disappeared.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. How stupid can you be?
So, a case I am looking forward to seeing how it turns out. It should be interesting. Is the Sarah Boone case.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that woman is
It's
crazy.
supposed to start, I believe, in May, but she's had like what 5 lawyers because she can't get along with them,
Because she's a nut job.
yeah. I mean,
Now, who is that again?
she is okay. Sarah Boone is the woman that was accused of zipping up her boyfriend in a suitcase and leaving him to die.
Mm.
They
And
have both been drinking, like through
yeah,
the night, like into early hours of the morning. And this is what she said originally. They were just playing a game, and she passed out after she had zipped him up, woke up, and oh my goodness, I forgot he was in the suitcase. And then she calls the cops and says the same thing that something's wrong with my friend. I don't know what happened.
well,
Well,
she no, she said they were playing hide and go seek,
yeah,
and
that's what it was.
she said she left it, or he, I don't know if she said he did it to himself, but she left it open a little bit, and then she went upstairs and went to sleep. But
Huh?
yeah, there you can go on YouTube and look, like they have so many like interrogation, like they interviewed her, at the place, at the apartment complex or wherever she was at, the house, I don't know if it's
Yeah.
house or apartment, but then they took her phone and she came in for an interview where they interrogated her, and she thought she was going to leave, and no, she didn't leave.
And the cops basically said, "We know you're lying to us." No, not me. But the crazy thing is, and this is how I found out. I found out on a YouTube channel called Shouts Out Bows versus the World. I love this girl. She's so awesome. She's funny, and she's so into true crime, like us. She's cool. But she showed the body cam footage of when the police were interviewing Sarah Boone before they went to the actual station, when they were at the apartment complex, and and he went. They called her ex-husband, and they were like, and he came to for something. It had this something to do with her little boy,
Yeah, he
and
had
the guy.
her son.
Yeah,
And he has custody of that son, which obvious for obvious reasons.
for real obvious reasons. And the police are telling, yeah, there's something going on. We can't really get into it right now, but you might want to keep your son for a while because. And he's like, well, I've already got custody, so that's no problem there. And when they kind of edged into it, but they didn't like get it. They skirted where they went legally to where they could with the conversation about what happened to her, but they asked him some stuff about how she was, and he's like, "There's a reason she's my ex-wife, basically."
Yeah.
And I mean, the way she talks, of course she's somebody's ex-wife. She's nutty as a fruitcake.
Yeah. So Cleveland Fan 1990 says she did it. There's video proof of it. Right.
Yes, there is.
And you can see it on YouTube. It's
Really?
It's
Yes.
yes. Like she's literally filming him. I think she's swearing in the video, and
She was
did it
drunk.
on
She zipped her
purpose.
boyfriend up in a suitcase and let him suffocate.
It's a horrible video. I mean, you don't see him, but you know he's in that suitcase.
And you can
know
kind
he's
of,
in there, and he's like it's jumping up and down a little bit.
yeah, he's trying to get out. And she's just, I mean, I don't know what he did to honk her off, but holy cow.
I gotta watch this.
Yeah, and that's why the trial should be interesting. I want to see if she takes the stand. And just the way she is, I would be shocked if she didn't take the stand, because like she's been like writing to the judge multiple times. She's written to the judge because like her lawyer's not talking to her enough. And
So he didn't die, right?
yeah, he died.
He died. He suffocated. He was
So
drunk.
is
and
death
he had-
penalty on the option?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Yeah, it's
'Cause
Florida, so I don't know. I don't know. But we'll see. It's supposed to start, I believe, in May, but, this case has been ongoing
for it's been going on
for
for
a
a minute,
long
so
time.
it's going to be interesting when.
Who is it
In
again?
2020.
Sarah Boone, her name is. If let's put it this way, if Girly Pop does get up on the stand, it's going to be a show because that girl has issues.
Yeah, she really does. So it'll be an interesting trial. But like she's had 8 lawyers. She's on her 8th lawyer.
It doesn't surprise me. I mean, you talk to her you see her talk on YouTube for a little bit, and you're gonna be like, wow.
But at some point, that judge is gonna have to say, "Listen, this is enough. This is your lawyer. That's it." But you also have to make sure that her rights are being, because you don't want an appeal, because she
Yeah.
could say, "Oh, I didn't, I wanted my lawyer to do this and da da da
But
da."
Yeah, but let's be honest though. This is more than likely a case of a person that is just trying to cycle through the justice system just to see what she can get,
It has
just
to
to
be.
play every card she can.
I mean, she has to know that she's not going to get out. Because why else would you, delay? Because, like, if you really think you didn't do it, you'd want to take the Delphi case. He wants to go to trial. Alan does. And, by rights, you can't delay the trial. There's rules and laws and all that stuff. But obviously she keeps delaying it, so apparently she likes sitting in jail. Johnny likes crazy chicks. He might fall in love with her. Cleveland fan.
Now look,
Not that crazy.
do I have to have a talk with this Cleveland fan person? Because I'm a little upset right now.
But yeah, and then past couple days, if anyone knows about the Slender Man
Oh, these kids.
stabbing, yeah, she was in court. Morgan was in court to see if she can get out of the mental hospital. So
And she shouldn't.
yeah, I don't. I listened to the whole thing yesterday. I listened to part of it, but because we got puppies today, that went out the window, and I had to go snuggle my puppies. But like, there's pros and cons. Like, I get she's a kid. She was 13 when it happened. She's older. But what disturbs me?
No, they're not seeking death penalty. It's only second-degree murder.
Oh, for Sarah Boone. Okay. But
Boo.
what disturbs me
Yes.
is she's now saying that she's not psychotic and that she made all that up.
She just wants to get out.
So she just wants to get out. But what if she is psychotic? They're saying she's psychotic and she's saying she's not. So I don't know. Or did she make up that she was psychotic so she wouldn't have to go to
To
prison?
avoid trial.
In which case she's going to get out and do it again.
Yep.
So I'm kind of torn. Does anyone in the chat have any opinions about Morgan getting released from the mental health facility that she's at?
My thing is this. They were 13 when they did this, saying that they were afraid the Slender Man was going to come. Now, anybody that's ever been on YouTube has probably heard of creepypastas. A creepypasta is basically an online fairy tale. It isn't real. I'm sorry. But either you bought in to the delusion of this ghostly dude that's like 12 feet tall that goes around killing children, or you just did it. You used that as an excuse. And, why did you actually stab this girl almost to death? Thank God she lived. I mean, this girl, that girl that they stabbed was a fighter. You got to give all props to her. Because,
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, these girls have something genuinely wrong with them. If they actually believe, this one, I'm not psychotic. I need to get out of here and be with my family. Really? Who's to say, you're not going to flake out because some new story on the internet is going to say, ooh, the ghost of wherever. I need to fix things. No, I'm sorry. You need to stay in there and fix your issues before you get into society. I don't buy it. What about you, Johnny Blaze?
Do you think she should get out?
Can you hear me?
No.
Do you think she should get out?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
I
saying
didn't
no.
know
I thought you were saying
Yeah,
no.
I'm like, I thought he was saying no that he couldn't hear me, and I was like, "Well, fix your thing because I can hear you."
The
I,
problem, the problem I have with it is, okay, obviously the doctors deemed her nuts. No, let me rephrase that. I don't want to say nuts. The doctors deemed her, what's the technical term? Um,
Thank you,
ins- in,
moderator.
insane.
Yeah.
Okay, so now for her to say I wasn't insane, well, obviously the doctors thought you were.
Thank you, moderator. Yeah. I'm torn. Like, you know, the good news is if they let her out, it's going to be a very extremely slow process. Like they were saying in court yesterday that you know it's going to take a long time and she's going to be completely monitored. So they did let the other girl out in 2011 apparently, and
Hmm.
haven't heard from her. But Morgan, I believe, is the one that really kind of was
Was the
like the
perpetrator.
yeah
But
the
the
leader.
instigator,
Yeah,
yeah, that's why she's. Well, now that I didn't know that the other gal got out, but she was the if this little gal's the instigator, she now getting out unless someone like really makes some kind of compassionate plea for her. And if anybody
right.
does, they need help
Yeah,
because this girl, I mean, she needs something fixed, or she needs to go to jail because you don't just on a whim. Oh, Slender Man's going to come get us. Let's throw him a victim. No, I'm sorry. It's just ridiculous.
yeah. So, did anybody watch the Crumbly sentencing this week? Or
Yes.
hear about the Crumbly sentencing?
I didn't watch it, but I heard about it, and I thought,
They got 10 to 15 years.
did you hear how they handled that kid?
What do you mean?
Apparently, there's a lot of people like in the media and like different lawyers that have covered have focused on the case. Are saying that,
Now that's the school shooting, right? The
Yeah,
Crumbly.
yes,
yeah, I probably should so chat
that
if they
apparently
don't know. Yeah, the parents got
was
charged. But go
kid
ahead,
was
Christy.
showing problems with mental health issues, and the parents were like, "You can have this gun." Like
Well, yeah.
from what I understand, they almost it sounded like the way people are portraying it in some media outlets are they're saying that they think that the
Who's
parents
getting an
almost wanted
Amber
the kid
Alert?
No.
whether
Weather.
yeah,
Um,
but yeah, they're acting like the parents wanted the kid to unalive
um,
himself.
now I must contradict a statement that I made earlier when we did Columbine. I said the parents should be held accountable, not 10 to 15 years in prison accountable.
Yeah,
Well, this is a different situation though.
but I'm not saying they don't be held accountable. That's what our civil courts are for. Being held criminally liable. What if? Okay, and I don't want to talk about anyone personal, but you'll know what I'm talking about. Say you have someone that has taken in kids, family members, kinship care, or has adopted kids that have been severely had a severe upbringing and they become criminals and they somehow manage to get a gun. Should that parent that stepped up to take these kids in be held accountable and put in jail because their son was able to get a gun?
No, that's a different
Well,
situation.
But because of
wait,
this case, that
That
sets a
yeah.
precedent. That's what's concerning to me.
The thing is, they need to look at every case individually, like
okay, but
because this can
hear
set this.
hear me out.
Yeah.
Okay, are you saying a situation where they turn back? One day they decide, okay, I'm going to stop by a friend's house, go get a gun, and then go to school and I'm going to shoot a bunch of kids. Should you then be held accountable? No. But if they've been saving guns in your house for months that you did not know about, then yes, I believe you should be held accountable because they should not be storing guns. You should know what they have in your house.
So Cleveland Fan 1990 says the school is to blame. The school and the counselor let him go back to class, but they blame the parents not taking him home. And yeah, and
Yes, the school should be put to blame on some of this too.
Yeah, it sounds to me like there's a lot of balls that were dropped on this.
but here's the thing, and here's the interesting thing, and I don't know, I don't have any facts. A
Right.
lot of this was he said, she said. Was
Right.
the gun locked up? I don't know. Did he sell kids? I don't know. Okay, if that gun was locked up or put where it was supposed to be put, kids are really crazy. Like kids can unlock parental controls on phones. You don't think they can't find a key if they really want to?
Right.
B, what was I going to go with? I don't remember now. But that they shouldn't be held responsible. And, I know what I was going to say. The school really dropped the ball. And during the sentencing, the last parent, while the parent was glad the parents were held accountable, he is very angry with the school. And even, I believe, and don't quote me on this because I'd have to go back and listen to it again, apparently law enforcement dropped the ball somewhere. And he wants answers. And of course, James Crumbly kind of was agreeing with this parent, which he probably shouldn't have said that in his statement. It made him look bad.
Yeah.
But there may be things we don't know about.
Right.
So it'll be really interesting once these civil cases start happening, because I'm sure there's going to be civil cases, without a shadow of a doubt. It'll be interesting to see where the school dropped the ball at, or what they hid, or what they didn't share during this trial. And if there are things, then the parents could get out on an appeal and win it, if that's the case. And I'm not saying there is. I don't know, but it's interesting.
Right.
But yeah, the school really did drop that. That counselor, he I don't know. And the parents are saying he didn't say take him home. The counselor's like, well, he didn't need to be alone. There's two
So
sides
many
to the
people-
story, and I don't know.
So many people dropped the ball on this. That kid had no chance.
Oh, see, so Cleveland Fan 1990 says the counselor got fired, and you know what? That's interesting, Cleveland Fan 1990, because on the stand, he said that he didn't say he got fired. What did he say? He was on leave or something? Did they wait to fire him after the trial? Or was
Probably.
he fired before the trial? Because if so, then wouldn't that be considered lying on the stand?
Yes.
So, yeah, the media has their narrative, and let's be real, mainstream media especially is, let's get rid of the guns. Like I said,
They've been like that for a long time.
I mean, it's sad. And another thing to me, John,
Yeah.
I could maybe see charging the parents if they hadn't charged Ethan Crumbly as an adult. They charged him as an adult. So why are they charging the parents?
They want everybody to take responsibility because they don't want to. They don't want to face facts that
that's
that
what
the
civil
school
court is
dropped the
for.
ball too. Yeah.
I mean,
No, see, I have a problem with that because charging someone as an adult, you are saying they took upon them a responsibility as an adult.
well, right. So the if they see him as an adult, then the parents shouldn't get charged.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe they shouldn't have charged him as an adult. And the thing is, they said they have evidence that Ethan Crumbly told his friends he needed help. Blah 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 blah. That doesn't mean he told his parents he needed help. Teenagers don't
They
talk
don't
to
talk
their
to
kids.
Right.
A kid will tell their friends any and everything. They will rarely tell their parents anything unless they feel they're either backed into a corner or they can't figure out a way, or they don't think they can figure out a way by themselves. They'll find an adult they can trust. It might not be the parents. It could be a teacher. It could be a counselor. It could be a clergy person. It could be anybody. But at the end of the day, it just depends on who that teenager believes they can trust.
Right.
Because trust me, I've been there. I know.
Yeah. So the only other case that I can think of right now that it's not a case, but it's gonna be, and it's gonna be interesting. Madeline Sato, and it was a 13-year-old that went missing like a day after her 13-year-old birthday party, and they did find her. I'm not sure where, but I think it was before they found her body. They charged or they arrested the father or boyfriend, I'm sorry, that was in the picture that lived with mom for explicit pictures of minors.
Ew.
And so he was probably essaying the 13-year-old. And I guess
See,
he had
this is the kind of thing that makes me mad because it's I understand some people don't feel like they don't want to be alone. They feel like they can't be alone. They have to have a partner. Do your homework. If you
yeah.
meet somebody, you know,
And you see this
I
time
mean,
and
come
time and
on.
time again. Like take your kids. Think of your kids first. And like I guess he had hundreds and he did a factory reset on his phone. Just happened to do a factory reset on his phone that day. And they of course were able to find all this information.
I
But
was gonna
they
say,
but they hadn't charged him yet or anyone. So I'm kind of wondering what's going on with the mom. Because at this 13th birthday party, she wasn't even at her daughter's 13th birthday party. She had to work. So why would you have a birthday party when she's working? The next day, they said they dropped her off at school, but they didn't drop her off right at the school because she wanted to walk a little bit, they said. And mom's not even the one that called the police. Like her sister did. The mom's sister. So they haven't charged anyone yet. The guy went in for arraignment, I believe, for these other charges, and they're going to try him for that, but they have not charged anyone yet in her murder. And they're not releasing any information either. Like, media has been requesting, like, the autopsy report and other things, and they will not release them. So that'll be an interesting case to see what happens with that one.
they probably won't release anything until they got everything.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, there's lots of different cases that are going to be coming up and that we hope to cover. But the only other case I can think of is a case that actually is happening right now, and it is the Chad Daybell case.
And it's actually going on right now as we speak.
Yes, opening statements were yesterday. I listened to most of them. And Chad Daybell is accused of helping kill two kids and his ex-wife.
and throwing that girlfriend right under the bus.
Yeah, well, and actually, it's his wife.
Oh, that's right. They got married.
Yeah, they got married, and she already had her trial, and she was found guilty. She didn't throw Chad Daybell under the bus, though, but he is, because she's very delusional. But Chad Daybell has no problem with throwing her under the bus. And basically, during opening statements, was saying that his life was pristine except for a parking ticket before she came along. And apparently, his two of his kids are going to be on the stand.
Wow.
So it's going to be an interesting case.
No loyalty in that relationship, I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, it's an interesting case. So if you don't have any idea what we're talking about, we're going to start covering and going into a deep dive with that case next week. We'll start from the beginning so you can catch up, and we'll probably take 2 or 3 weeks, at least 2, if not 3 weeks, to cover it. And by then, hopefully, we'll have a verdict in the Chad Daybell case. But Cleveland Fan 1990 says is waiting to see what happens with P. Diddy.
Oh, man, that is blowing up.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything new, but
His oldest son has his own case now.
Oh
about
wow.
that kind of mess. Yeah.
That's kind
I
of
mean,
crazy. Like, you kind of wonder, and I don't know, this is just me talking off the cuff, if he was ever related to Epstein and all them.
it, the way things are looking, it wouldn't surprise me, honestly.
Like, if he was ever connected with him at all. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. I have no. I don't know a lot about what's going on with P. Diddy, but I know it has to do with sex trafficking, so it wouldn't surprise me.
There's actually people that are saying now that somebody else might get into some trouble behind P Diddy, and that's oh, what's his name? Shoot, Beyonce's husband, Jay
And
Z.
what about the woman? Was it. Who was married to P. Diddy? Not
Um,
married, seeing him. She was his girlfriend.
Jennifer Lopez
Yeah.
was one of them. Who was um, one of his longtime girlfriends, and I think the mother of one of his kids. Her name is Kim Porter. She died of pneumonia. She was starting. There's actually people that come out and saying that she was starting to. One of her best friends was getting like some information about Diddy and all them
Hmm.
about how creepy they are with kids, and that friend suddenly died. And then Kim Porter, his longtime girlfriend, was talking about she was going to pick up the case because she was starting to believe her for her best friend, and then she suddenly died of pneumonia in the hospital. So stuff looking kind of sketchy.
Yeah. And then the Brian Koberger case. Yeah, that again, I don't know too much about that one, but we'll definitely be doing a deep dive of that one. Hopefully, there's so many cases, but uh, us Cleveland fan says Ashton Kutcher could go too.
Yes, I forgot about that. Oh my gosh.
It's crazy how all these celebrities are. Uh, the crazy thing with me with the Brian Koberger case is I can't believe they destroyed that house. Like
Whose house?
the
Oh,
crime scene during in the Brian
oh, the
Koberger
Koberger
case.
case. Gotcha.
Yeah. So
I'm trying to find if there's anything about place for the odor. Go ahead, Susan. I'm sorry.
oh no, that's okay. But yeah, they took down the crime scene, and you would think they wouldn't have did that until the trial was over. But a lot of people are upset by that. So that will be an interesting case once it does finally go to trial. I know there was something going on with that case this week, but there was so much going on, and I just didn't have time to look at what was going on with the Brian Koberger case.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Yeah,
there's
I don't know if he's connected to Epstein, but I mean, it's just gross. I mean, there's actually clips from like, I want to say 15, 20 years ago, maybe, when Justin Bieber first came out on the scene and he was, you know, he's into the, pop and hip hop and stuff. And they showed Diddy like hugging him and like doing that with
yeah, I
them.
saw
And you could
that.
see the look on Bieber's face, just like being, please don't. And then like when he got old enough to like take a step back and get it, take more control of his, career and everything, there's actually a video of him saying, I just miss how we would, we were able to, come together as brothers and we could hug each other. And how come you don't do that? And Bieber's just like,
And how did Bieber
it's
let
like,
him?
dude,
Why did Bieber's parents let him go with him?
I have no idea.
Like, come on, like Michael Jackson all over again. Like, I'm just like
I
that's
mean,
just crazy.
it seems to me like with cases like that, there's so much respect for somebody with talent. They don't want to take into consideration how personally this person might be. And, like you said with the Michael Jackson thing, there were so many rumors about him for years. And, I mean, Macaulay Culkin was one of the first, and I mean, I believe even Corey Feldman came out and,
Yeah,
at first he was like, Michael Jackson is great and all that and everything. And then when he started like going off the rails and really talking about how creepy people in Hollywood were, one of the first people he blew up was, Michael Jackson's one of the worst.
Yeah. Like you see all these people, and then like there was a documentary I watched about Dan Schneider, and he was like the one that produced all these kid shows on or
Oh,
teen shows
quite on
on the.
set.
Yeah, that was.
That is one of them make your skin crawl documentaries. It's good. It is. They get deep in there.
Yeah.
Man, it's just. I mean, and the one that blew my brain was that Brian Peck. What a
Yeah.
what a creep. What a nasty individual. I mean, just the way he. I mean, even you can see it on camera. He's just there's something. I mean, I saw him when I was like in my 19, 20, watching some stuff on Nickelodeon because I'm immature, but I don't care. I admit it. But the thing is, I mean, I saw one of that clip of that pickle boy he did on the show, all that, and when I first saw it, I'm like, that guy's weird.
Yeah, all that stuff they showed in that documentary. I'm like, I didn't watch all those teen shows. I'm kind of glad I didn't let my kids watch them because.
I watch mostly. I watch cartoons. Again, like I said, I'm immature, and I'll admit that. But
Oh yeah.
because I was like 20 years old, and everyone in my family was giving crap, but I don't care. But I mean, I watched like one or two episodes of that, all that, and I saw that guy on there, that Brian Peck, playing Pickle Boy, and I'm like, I mean, just red flags and vibes all around that were not good, and I'm like, why do they have this guy on here? He's just creepy. And then after all this is, come to light, it finds out that, he messed with that one kid, and this Drake Bell, that's what his name was, and it's just, I mean. But the thing is, they got Drake Bell's dad away from him because he
Yeah. That's
saw
crazy.
a mile away. This guy is not to be trusted, and then that guy started, telling Drake Bell, like, I think your dad is, saying your dad is like, taking money from you, and he's not doing right by you, and no one really wants to see a dad be a manager, and it's not what's done in Hollywood, which is total baloney because there's so many cases of what they call momager and dadager in Hollywood for child stars. It's so common.
Yeah. So sorry about that. So Cleveland fan asked, "What do you think of Alyssa Zinger?" I don't even know who Alyssa Zinger is, to be honest.
Did you get the new cotton candy drink?
Yes, it's really, really good. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but it's really, really good.
I might have to get one just because I'm thirsty and I want something yummy. Alyssa Zinger, is that what he said? I'm going to look this up because now he's piqued my interest. Way to go, Cleveland fan. What the heck is going on downstairs?
Susan, we can't hear you.
Yeah, I don't know who Alyssa Zinger is.
No bond for woman accused of posing. Oh, this broad. I didn't know that was her name. For a woman accused of posing as a 14-year-old that was molesting students. Pardon me. SAing students. Well, I don't know if there's a word. I'm so sorry. If Alyssa Zinger now faces additional charges for posing as a homeschooled minor and having inappropriate relations or sharing explicit images with as many as 5 middle school boys. See, you can't even trust some of these women around.
So did she get convicted then?
I don't know if she's gone to trial yet or not. Let me find out. No, she hasn't gone to trial yet. It looks like. Man alive. I mean, you can't trust anybody around these kids nowadays.
No, you can't. Hello? Uh-oh. I think their internet went out. Okay, so these are our new puppies. This is, since this is a good time, since John and Christy, this is Bella. Say hi, Bella. Hi, Bella. Okay, Christy. We can just end the stream if you want. Let me know in chat. But you can see this is our Bella. Isn't she the cutest thing? And then
Wait, careful, careful.
I got. You got her? And this is Daisy. So let me know in chat what you want to do because we were just about done anyway. I can kind of end the stream if you want.
Let me put you back.
Ordered by the food dish.
But this is Bella. I'm sorry, Daisy, huh? Yeah, she is cute. We just got her today, huh? Yeah. I'll hold on to her for a little bit.
Okay.
But she's gonna be my new streaming buddy, huh? You gonna be my new streaming buddy? Oh, there they are.
Which one is that?
This is Daisy.
Oh, she's so cute.
Yeah. Heaven, come back here with Bella. But yeah. Isn't she cute?
How old are they?
12 weeks.
Okay, now there's two of me.
Okay, here, take Daisy. Or I could take both.
She was getting ready to
No,
check
I'll
out the
take Daisy.
food.
Oh, well, she was getting ready to check out the food. You shouldn't have. Here.
Johnny Blaze, do you see two of me and two of Susan?
I see
Yeah,
two
that's
of
what I
you.
thought.
And then this is Bella.
Ordered by the food.
Aw.
But yeah. Oh, here's Johnny Blaze. This guest is not assigned a source. Okay.
Yeah, that Alyssa Zinger, she's a mess.
You got an echo.
Now do you?
No, Christy did.
Oh. But yeah, this is
Do
Bella.
I still have an echo?
Yes.
But we're just about done, so like next week we'll be doing the Valo case.
I'm looking forward to that because this is interesting.
Yeah. But I don't have anything else. I know that my husband brought me dinner, so
I don't got anything else.
I'm tapped.
okay, well thank you all for joining us. Hope you enjoyed just us chilling, talking about some recent cases in the news. And as always, if you have any cases that you want to hear about, let us know. Maybe we'll cover the one that Cleveland fan was talking about, Alyssa Zinger. But yeah, have a great weekend, and we will see